Who made a video on me? Slash? Or what the fuck was this guy's name? Scarce?
Okay, so our next story today is absolutely huge. This comes from Pokimane. Now, I'm sure many of us know Pokimane is one of the top Twitch streamers on the entire platform here. She also has a massive YouTube channel, and over the last month or so, Pokimane has been getting a lot of criticism over YouTube, specifically from a lot of commentary YouTubers. They've been making videos critical of Pokimane's content. People have also been critical of how Pokimane has handled situations in the past when it comes to her taking down YouTubers' videos. Now, some of these videos on Pokimane have completely blown up over the last few days, and Keemstar tweeted this out only a couple days ago. He says, Pokimane, 2 out of 10. And this got a lot of people upset with Keemstar. Valkyrie responded here saying, this tweet sucks and is completely unnecessary. Lily Peachy responded back saying, agreed. Actually, even the head of YouTube Gaming Fwiz tweeted this out. He says, delete this, trying to get Keemstar to delete his tweets. But there's also a lot of YouTubers defending Keemstar here saying that you should not have to delete his tweets. And actually, Leafy came out with a video on Pokimane yesterday. Now, this was huge. This completely blew up on YouTube. It made over 100,000 likes in only a few hours, and he called it content nuke Pokimane. So he's like making a whole content cop on Pokimane in this video here.
80% of Pokimane streams is just her watching videos, adding actually nothing to what she's watching whatsoever. There's times where she's just
okay.
while watching YouTube.
I don't like him, and I think he's edgy as fuck. But regardless of how I feel about him, iDubbbz's content cops are way more involved than Leafy's shit ass, like, here's 3 random clips, isn't she ugly, lol. For Leafy to even pretend like his content nuke is anywhere near the level of destruction that iDubbbz's content cops are is hilariously fucking stupid. Like, holy shit.
Donate to her, which if people want to be that sad, fair enough. But it's a little bit funny when you take into account that even though she does this shit all day, at the same time behind the scenes, she actively tries to censor the internet. And by the internet, I mean anything negative about her. People have made videos about her and she's copyright strike them, the list goes on and on. If you make a video that is negative about her, she's gonna try to, and I'm not the one saying that, that's her.
And I had spoken to my MCM and I was like, is this something that I can take down? Because like, I was getting a lot of annoying from it at the time. And I mean, understandably so, it's something that we put out on the internet, so I get that. But I was like, maybe if we like kill this whole drama to be over, yeah.
Here's a sick clip of her taking down someone's video live while also fucking with them at the same time.
Well, I'm so sorry that it takes you a lot of time to steal other people's content. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, no. And put it together. I'm so sorry that it takes you so much time to go to the top clips on Fortnite and just right click and save all of them as, and then just like put them all into Premiere and then just like export it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're a Pokemon simp. You only want to defend her no matter what. Leafy is right about her. I'm sorry, dog, but you probably are projecting really fucking hard. I'm sure that Leafy will fuck you if you just show him what you're typing in my chat. Dude, I fought with Offline TV over tons of shit. I don't need to simp for anybody on here. I'm not a pathetic fucking incel, okay? Thank you, though, for the projection. I see how your brain works.
I'm gonna watch Sable.
Anyways, I'll be taking down some of your videos, but yeah, I just hope you stop doing this.
Now, obviously, Leafy got a ton of support from this video, and lots of YouTubers are sharing their support with him on Twitter here, but some streamers came out yesterday, and they disagreed with Leafy, and they actually went after Leafy for this video. One of the streamers known as Destiny, this guy's massive on Twitch, he went on a stream, and he actually talked trash on Leafy here. This clip has over 100,000 views on Twitch. Just watch this.
Come at me, seriously. Dislike the video and leave a mean comment. It doesn't even do anything, dude. Even if Pokimane wants to remove the video, it doesn't change the fact that you're a fucking loser.
People, YouTubers say shit like this, the only reason he's saying this is because he knows the majority of his fan base will side with him. If the majority of his fan base was against him, he would not be this brave. It's kind of like people come and act like, oh, bro, like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, of course, you've got, fucking 5 million subs, and 90% of them are in the same part for you anyway. Like, yeah, like, Leafy literally already got bullied off the fucking internet once. Wasn't there a huge drama about him, like, quitting for a while, for, like, years, because he was so sad and whatever, like, and now you're gonna come back and pretend that you don't care? Like, true.
You care, dude.
Who is this truth sayer?
A woman is about the safest thing you can do on the internet, so at least you've chosen a topic that, like, is healthy for your mind, I guess. Now, another streamer who disagreed with Leafy's video here is XQC. He's one of the biggest Twitch streamers on the entire platform, and he reacted to Leafy's video yesterday. Now, XQC tries to make the argument here that reacting content like Pokimane does is completely subjective, and that Leafy is also reacting to Pokimane's content in his video here.
And by the internet, I mean anything negative about her.
Okay.
People made videos about her.
I'll put those up in chat.
Because I'm putting 100%.
Hey Destiny, I love you, buddy.
Okay. Alright, well, this is not a piece of machine. This is bugging on my screen.
Anything negative about her.
Transformative is subjective.
And she's copyright strike them.
So Pokimane tweeted out yesterday saying no more Mr. Nice Pokimane. So people have been asking, is Pokimane going to respond to all this criticism she's been getting over
I love Pokimane, but she will never ever be a not Mr. Nice Pokemon. Her entire brand is way too obsessively wrapped into being like kid friendly and sponsor friendly. She will never come out with any type of savage response, unfortunately.
over the last couple months. And actually, one YouTuber knows Turkey Tom responded saying, curious to see if Pokimane will respond to all this criticism and how. My video got 500,000 views, way more than I expected. Evidently, there's a lot of people who aren't fond of her. And that's right, people have been asking, is she going to respond to Leafy's video? Well, one of the main points in Leafy's video was that Pokimane has a boyfriend, okay? Now, this actually was such a big deal that Pokimane's boyfriend was trending on Twitter today. So Pokimane decided to respond to this, and she said here, it's time to come clean, hashtag Pokimane boyfriend, showing a picture of her and Barack Obama here. So she's obviously making a whole joke out of the whole thing, and it looks like she's taking this pretty lightly, and she doesn't seem too upset over this situation. And actually, a lot of people have been responding to her, making jokes about them being her boyfriend now. Actually, this guy's post responded saying, she's just trying to protect me, guys. I'm the real Pokimane boyfriend. Just look at that manly facial hair. And it looks like some viewers decided to report Leafy's video, and his video got age restricted by YouTube last night. It was a huge deal. Now, since then, Leafy's video has been reinstated by YouTube. It's not age restricted anymore, but it was pretty scary stuff last night. Now, one person on Twitter came out and defended Pokimane here. Actually, Slasher tweeted this out. He says, Leafy's attempt at an iDubbbz video, 2 out of 10. So he's making a joke of Keemstar's tweet here, and he's saying that Leafy's video is only a 2 out of 10, so he's saying that it's bad, I guess. So the YouTuber known as Brittany Venti responded to Slasher's tweet here, actually exposing him, leaking DMs, showing that he was trying to date her. She responded to Slasher's tweet here, saying, you spamming my IRL friend in DMs nonstop to get in contact with me only to be rejected.
Okay, Slasher did do this, but Brittany already went public with this once. Like, is she just gonna bring this up like every single time?
Woman on internet has
that, like, because we've already been through this. Slasher tried to fuck her or whatever through Discord or through Twitter DMs, but like.
rejected, and then proceeding to try and cancel me on Twitter over your vendetta of me rejecting you. 2 out of 10. So Brittany then leaks a DM conversation between her and Slasher. Slasher DM'd Brittany last year saying, "Hi Brittany." She responded saying, "I added your tweet into my video." He responded back saying, "Oh word, I will watch. Did you get my request through Jess?" She responded back saying, "Yup." He responded saying, "So do you want to go out?" She responded back saying, "I'm not really up for dating." Slasher responded saying, "I've watched you and seen your stances. This is a serious inquiry for a date, not just a hookup. As someone who is diametrically opposed to many of your beliefs, but agree on others, I figured it would be quite fun." Now she responded back saying, "I'm not available for dating. Sorry." He responded back saying, "K." Then a month later, in a totally different situation, he got upset with her. He says, "The fuck is wrong with you?" Me saying something pretty hilariously cringy, moldy, mean, it doesn't make you any less of an asshole for not backing down to take 5 seconds to think about what you did. So he got upset with her a month later over a different situation, but she thinks it has to do with her actually rejecting him. And the YouTuber Aiden tweeted out saying, "Slasher trying to take a shot at Leafy for disrespecting his queen Pokimane and then getting exposed as a creep in the replies is the funniest shit I've seen all week."
I don't think Slasher did anything that made him a creep. There was nothing even remotely creepy. It's not like he was like shipping pictures of his dick over to her or anything. Like, it seems like she said no and he's like, okay, whatever. Like, Slasher didn't do anything that made him a creep, but okay, dude, simp harder.
And he shares this here, and it has over 12,000 likes on Twitter. This completely blew up on Twitter yesterday. Okay, so at first glance, these DMs don't seem that crazy. It just seems like Slasher got badly rejected here. But Jess, the girl who originally tried hooking up Brittany with Slasher, she responded saying this: "Now that the cat's out of the bag, another LOL at the fact that he tried to use his status in esports to get me to keep bugging Brittany for dates, and even admitted that he didn't care how controversial she was." Now Jess leaks more DMs from Slasher here, and he says, "Is Brittany single yet? I have a hate crush on her. You gotta hook us up. Also, that Bible reading stream was amazing." Jess responded back saying, "LOL, I'm surprised you're interested in her considering how controversial she can be. And thank you, I had a lot of fun on that stream." Now he responds saying, "Yeah, that's like the whole point. Does that mean you're gonna help out? And yes, Bible readings every night, please." She responded saying, "It's okay, I'm used to people only talking to me to get to Brits. I'll ask." Slasher responds saying, "You're welcome to ask me for any favors. Hit me, Jess." He responds saying, "Anything Overwatch related, I got you. Want a job with Mayhem? I got you. Let me pay you back." So Keemstar responded here saying, "Dear Florida Mayhem, do you have a statement based on the allegations of Slasher
That was kind of cringe and stupid, but I don't think Slasher's getting anybody a job with anybody.
offering female streamers jobs within your organization if they set them up on dates with their friends?" Now the general manager of Florida Mayhem responded to Keemstar saying, "Ah yes, a journalist with zero ties to organization has the authority to secure someone a job based on personal recommendation."
Yeah.
That's precisely how hiring works here. So Slasher never even had any serious ties with Florida Mayhem in the first place, so it didn't seem like he was really going to get her a job with his organization.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So if you haven't heard the news, there's some pretty big stuff going on, and a lot of you are going to be very upset to hear, but Pokimane has a boyfriend. Wow. I could not believe this news when I heard it. I mean, for God's sake. A woman having a boyfriend? When has that ever happened? But anyway, on a very serious note, yeah, for some reason this has been like one of the biggest topics on Twitter over the last 24 hours or so. I dropped that video yesterday talking about Pokimane and Keemstar having a little bit of beef or whatever publicly on the TL and that kind of, I guess, drawing a bunch of ire and whatnot. And then, of course, this news breaks. So, yeah, so it's weird. She's been, like, a very hot topic recently for a lot of different reasons, but this one is just, it's more funny than anything, if I'm being honest. I really do think this is funnier than a lot of people realize, because you gotta think about it this way, man, right? When you look at Pokimane's channel, of course, a lot of people do genuinely support her. They think she's funny, or they think she's good at video games. Which I'm not totally disagreeing. Maybe she is. That's more of a subjective thing than anything. I don't watch Pokimane personally. I think I've tuned into like one stream to try and get a Valorant key back when the game first came out. But when it comes down to it, a lot of people who watch Pokimane are simps. I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of people watching Pokimane stream simply are simping. I'm gonna fit that one in as many times as I can. And I cannot imagine how they feel right now, how stupid they must feel, simping for Pokimane so hard, just to realize that they...
Wait, is this a troll or is this guy being serious? I actually can't tell.
have no chance. Now, in reality, this is something that I would say, think people would figure out, or would have figured out a long time ago. But for some reason, it's not the case, right? You know, you just think about it this way. Why would some multi-millionaire streamer, who could probably pull pretty much anybody that she really wanted, ever decide that some tier 3 sub on her Twitch is the one for her? You know? Why would that ever happen? But that logic supersedes a lot of these people. And with this information breaking, there's definitely some broken hearts out there. Now, once again, I'm not just sitting here waiting for Pokimane to boot the stream up so I can tune in every single time or anything like that. So I'm not sure maybe I understand the dynamic of this whole thing, but this has gotten to be pretty big news. In fact, it was such big news when it kind of, I guess, broke yesterday, that it trended on Twitter. And at this point, when something trends on Twitter, I mean, that's it. It's pretty much official news at that point. So, this was all kind of leaked on Destiny's stream yesterday. If you don't know who Destiny is, I really only even know him from, like, him debating people and whatnot on his live stream. I don't know what else he really does. Go ahead and take a look at the clip.
Did Pokemon and Toast already leak? Have they gone public with it?
Okay!
You're full of shit, dude.
Now, I'm not gonna lie here, folks. When you look at that clip, it almost looks intentional. I mean, the way he smiles, like his body language kind of during that whole thing, I think maybe he did this on purpose. I think that maybe Destiny decided to spill the beans about this relationship for, you know, just because.
I'm losing my mind. I can't tell if this is like meta irony or what is happening right now. What? This guy must be trolling, right? Or
A lot of people, when they would hear that, they're probably like, oh, this guy's an
Destiny
asshole, right?
Fast
Because he's out
Minecraft
here giving
fail
people's
clip.
personal information out and whatnot, you know, personal relationships, he's exposing that. That's not really a cool thing to do, but I guess there's kind of like an argument to be had about this entire thing, because like I said, it's very...
hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. I didn't start this, right? The whole Pokemon boyfriend thing that was already trending. That's why we talked about it on Train's podcast, right? This isn't my fault, right?
This guy simps for Keemstar on Twitter harder than Pokey simps. Bonus me my Yaya wins.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. All right. This isn't my fault. Okay. All right. Just making sure. Yeah, Leafy or whatever. People, the shit was already trending. It was already, okay.
He's doing a bit Pepe laugh.
Just to be clear, I don't think Pokemon and Toast are dating. I don't know. Oh man, what if they actually are? And I have no fucking idea. I don't know who the fuck Pokey dates or doesn't date, or I don't know who Toast is dating or doesn't date. I just learned. Well, I knew that Toast and Janet broke up because they would post on that. But yeah, I have no fucking idea who either of these people are dating, or if they're dating anybody. Well, now that makes it sound like I know they're both dating someone, but I'm not gonna say I have no fucking idea. I know that Lily. I think Lily has a thing for the. I think Lily has a thing for somebody that lives in the house, but I'm not gonna leak who on that. Okay, you guys will have to piece that one together for yourselves. But
a lot of people who sub the Pokimane on Twitch, tier 3s, always in the chat white knighting, they're only there because they think she's hot, and they think they, for some reason, have a chance with this girl, when that's just not even close to reality. It doesn't even make sense, right? But, I mean, I think we can all agree on that. You don't have to be a die-hard Pokimane fan, I think, to realize that. I think it just kind of comes naturally to understand. But she's been apparently keeping this boyfriend of hers very secretive over this entire time, right? And this turns out to be Disguised Toast, I believe, who, from what I know, was in this this content creator house with Pokimane not really that long ago, so maybe that's how that all started there. You know, that's maybe how their relationship began or whatever. So, of course, you know, Destiny leaks and everything. A lot of people are making memes, or maybe other people are probably upset because they dropped that tier 3 sub for nothing or whatever, but there's like a legitimate argument to be had about whether or not, you know, what Pokimane is doing is moral. Now, personally, I don't really see her keeping her relationship private as a problem, okay? Because you gotta think about it like this, man. When you're putting out content on the internet, or you're especially in a position like Pokimane's, where you have millions of followers, and you're one of the biggest names in your industry, basically everybody knows who you are, you know, you don't really want your personal life out there that much, I would think at least, because all it really does is set you up for harassment and all kinds of other bad things. You know, someone who doesn't like you, they find out your boyfriend's name or whatever, and basically that's...
God damn it. I feel like Pokey and Toast are gonna hate me now. I didn't do this. This is an obvious fucking joke. These guys are brain damaged, okay?
Just GG no re, you know what I'm saying? So, I understand why she wanted to keep that private, because in reality, this is a lesson I've had to learn the hard way too. You don't need everything in your life to go to social media. You don't need all of your personal triumphs or your personal downfalls to become public.
Okay. Wait, to be serious, I didn't want to leak this, guys. I am dating Pokemon. Okay, there I can. No, there's no way. Guys, this is so stupid.
Destiny wants to talk to me? Oh god, I was not expecting to get into like a heated debate. You're a pathetic debate coward. I really am not looking to debate someone right now, but if he wants to have like a casual discussion, I'm fine with that. If I can inform him on certain things. But I'm not really looking to like, you know, yell at someone, but let's see.
Historical precedent
Does he
in
want to talk
China
with me?
in 2009, following and responding to the global...
Well, okay, if he wants to talk to me, I'm pretty sure he has me on Discord, so he can message me. And if not, then that's fine. Like, I'm not really looking to have a Destiny debate right now. But if he wants to, like, I'm open to it. I'm not running away or anything like that. I was just planning to, like, look at some of these videos and, you know, say what I thought was wrong with some of his points in his Pokimane critique. And I already expressed myself, so I feel like I don't need to convince anyone. If he wants to debate my points, he can go back in the stream and watch what happened. Call him on Discord. We're running away. Does he want to debate? I'm not running away. If he wants to debate, that's fine.
Thank you, though.
It doesn't look like he's interested, though.
Can't he message me? Doesn't he have me added on like Discord or some shit?
Dude, the
Thanks
viewers
for
just
all the
really
great
want us to
streams,
debate.
wanted to donate to
Okay, I'm calling him now.
Oh boy.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's up? Are we on the hate Pokemon train now?
Hate Pokemon train now? No, I was just like reacting to people's reactions to the
have fun.
Pokimane Leafy content nuke. And I just thought it would be cool for me to like react and see what people thought. And then I was watching your reaction. I disagreed with a couple things you said, and then people saw that you were streaming, and then viewers just wanted us to debate, I guess. So.
All right. What are some things that I said that you disagree with?
It's just like I feel like you didn't understand like the point that Leafy was trying to make when he was bringing up like the Pokimane copyright striking stuff.
Yeah. What was the
So
point?
yeah, so basically like a point is that she's hypocritical because if you were to react to something and not give any commentary, like how transformativity works is that if you react to something and you don't give any commentary, you're just eating or whatever, then it's not transformative. But the second you start giving like some meaningful, insight on the content, then it becomes transformative. Pokimane does borderline non-transformative content, and then she copyright striked a video of mine that was transformative. So people are pointing out the hypocrisy.
She copyright striked a video of yours that was transformative?
Yes.
Can you link me the video? Is it up anywhere?
Yeah, I can link you the video. Let me get to it. Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay, give me one.
Guys, today is a very special day. Photoshops.
Well, let me.
Okay, when you say that she copyright strike this,
The world is too much
Yeah,
with us.
she like took
Late
it
and
down
soon
with
getting
the
and
copyright.
spending we lay waste our powers.
Strike,
Little
takedown. It
we
got
see in
reinstated
nature
after
that is
like
ours.
3
We
or
have
2 months because she didn't take it to court, obviously. But that is what happened. Yeah.
oh well, this is
It was down for like 2 months.
pretty dumb if she did this.
Yeah. And that's just the criticism. And she did that, and then
Why didn't Leafy bring up your video instead of the guy that's just jacking Twitch clips?
I have no idea. I actually said that when I was reacting to your stream. I was like, well, people just straight up taking like Pokimane Twitch clips and putting in a compilation with no commentary. I 100% agree with her taking down that. But with mine in particular, it was pretty fucked up, and I disagree with it. But yeah, for some reason he didn't properly bring that up. So
What? Just curious. When you say what was your copyright experience like? What happened?
okay, so basically, yeah, it was taken down via Omni Media. Like she did it through her MCN, and basically the whole time I was trying to just like get in contact with her. It was basically impossible to.
Did they do
I
like
understand
was
why.
it like a revenue claim or?
It was a complete takedown, so like remove the video from YouTube.
Okay, so you got like
And
a
at the
copyright strike and everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And the reason that happened, and she explained this, is because the video got like 500,000 views in one day. It was just blowing up out of nowhere. And it was just like a small Twitter response she did to GameStar. She didn't really want it like brought up into like such a brought attention to so many people. So essentially, she just said she took it down. So less people would see it, which is an abuse of the copyright system.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
If she took this video down, this seems pretty stupid. Although I don't know why the fuck Leafy wouldn't bring up this instead of just the clip compiler guy. But
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't bring that up either. As for the other thing that I criticized you on is when you were talking about the It's a Gundam clip that he brought up where Pokimane said, I'm going to go after your sponsors or whatever. So
yeah, my understanding was that basically somebody made a video shitting on Pokemon, and they had like I think we watched this. So it was like one of those videos where it's like this video is brought to you by, and there was like a title sponsor for the video.
Yeah, it's Ridge Wallet. Yeah, it was sponsored by Ridge. So, yeah, basically like the video, it does like talk negatively about Pokimane within it, but I mean the main topic of the video was to talk about her simps. And basically,
Which is a negative about Pokemon, right?
Yeah, which is ultimately a negative about, I guess, her as well. But essentially, like, you were saying that, like, a sponsor, it was dumb of him to put a sponsor on that video.
Yeah, for
But generally, YouTube sponsors definitely don't care about, like, having drama content. Basically, they care, like, if you're talking about, like, something serious, like sexual assault or something, like, extreme like that, they won't want to put an ad on it. But generally, like, how YouTube advertisers work in sponsorships is that they're fine with putting a sponsorship on almost anything. So yeah, that's just generally how YouTube sponsorships work. And when you were talking about that, and I was reacting to your clip, I was like, yeah, I just don't think Destiny knows how, like, YouTube sponsorships in particular work.
Yeah, wait, okay, hold on. So just to be very clear, so I understand very well how these work because I deal in a lot of these. So typically when you get a contract from these companies, generally what I'm familiar with is what they want to avoid is they usually want to avoid political content, and they usually want to avoid content that is like of a grossly, graphically violent or offensive or vulgar nature, or things that include hate speech, right? We've probably seen similar stuff. That's usually what they're looking to avoid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing isn't about like, oh, what would a sponsor want to avoid like within the contract? It was more just like I would feel very nervous creating a hit piece video on somebody and then throwing like a title sponsor onto that video, because that's like a very like you're opening yourself up to a lot of like sponsor liability there. Like, what if somebody in that company is like a fan of Pokemon, and somebody in their media team that like looks over some shit like this, like stumbles across a video, like you've completely fucked your entire relationship with that sponsor, potentially, depending on who sees it. And then also you're kind of like bringing your sponsor out there as part of the fight when you do that video. Like, that just seems like a really bad idea. Like, sometimes we get offers for like interstitial sponsors, right? Like, have like a 30-second clip of our thing in a video or whatever. I would never include a sponsor where it's like, I'm gonna make a video today just fucking going in on Leafy about how much I fucking hate him and how much all of his fans are simps. This video brought to you by NordVPN. Probably wouldn't do that. That would probably go like on a gameplay compilation video, because why would I wheel out my sponsor for that incredibly dramatic piece of content? You could, but I mean, like, I feel like you can't really be surprised then if people go after you there, no?
Well, yeah, I mean, if that was the case, I would say, like, oh, if you, like, lost a sponsorship because the sponsor saw that they put it on a Pokimane video, like a Pokimane hate video, and they were like, oh, well, we don't want to sponsor you anymore, and it, like, affects his sponsorship, like, kind of relations across the board, then I would say that's on him. But the thing is, like, Pokimane specifically called out and said, definitely wouldn't put my logo on that one, haha, and that, like, kind of ruined his standing with sponsorship, specifically in the gaming community, not with Ridge Wallet. Ridge Wallet still sponsors him, but later on he said that, like, there was a big gaming company who typically has E3 conferences. He didn't say specifically what it was, but he said he lost that sponsorship because of Pokimane's comments.
I mean, like, if you're, no offense to what a lot of you guys do on YouTube, but like, if your whole content is just stirring up drama and shit and causing trouble with other YouTubers, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think if somebody starts going after, like, general sponsorships, I think that's pretty fucked up. But, I mean, if you're literally going to throw a sponsor saying this person sponsored this video and then use that video as a platform to attack other people, like, I think you're kind of you're the one that bringing out your sponsor as a liability there. I mean...
Well, the message is more like, oh, hey, Ridge Wallet's helping out my channel, but it's not like, oh, Ridge Wallet specifically is sponsoring this video to shit on Pokimane or whatever.
Well, but that's kind of like when you get like guidelines from a lot of these sponsors and they have like suggested like tags or whatever. Like, a lot of times you'll see stuff like this video brought to you by VPN or NordVPN, or their, you know, Raid Shadow Legends. This video brought to you by blah blah blah. Like, people usually do stuff like that. You can argue that they're helping the channel in general, but like. Yeah. That's such, I don't know, like, that just seems kind of common sense to me. Like, that's really bad optics. Like, why, like, imagine if I wanted to make a video, like, calling somebody out on, like, some crazy accusation, and it's, like, a very controversial video, and I throw a sponsor, like, oh, this video brought to you.
Oh, yeah. If it was a sponsor on, like, oh, Pokimane did something illegal or something crazy, then I would say that's dumb, but it was literally just laughing at, like, simp comments on Twitter. So... It wasn't like a huge critique of Pokimane. It was more so like,
yeah, but I mean, like,
hey,
this is
fans are acting a little wild.
This kind of like plays into like all of the harassment and bullying that goes towards Pokemon on the internet, is whether or not like her fans are simps or she's just a girl with tits and that's why people watch her. Like, it kind of plays in completely into that like larger narrative of shitting on her. Like, half of Leafy's video was just shitting on the fact that people watch her and they're simps.
Yeah, but sponsors generally, at least YouTube sponsors, don't typically care too much about that. Well, it depends sponsor to sponsor.
They do if somebody brings it to their attention, right? Like, if Pokemon starts tweeting about it.
Actually, it's funny because I made a video. I made a Twitter video talking about like all the backlash in regards to the It's a Gundam situation because everyone was talking about it on Twitter, and I specifically got the Ridge sponsorship because of that controversy. I told them about it, and I reached out to them, telling them about the Pokimane drama, and then they sponsored me off that. So,
well, that can't be your position, because if that's true, then you shouldn't care about any of this at all. Then. Because apparently it doesn't damage anybody at all. Then it doesn't matter if Pokemon calls somebody.
It did damage his like one like gaming sponsorship. It really depends sponsor to sponsor, whether it affects him or not. But it did affect him, and I think even like the attempt to affect his sponsors, is just shitty. That's kind of my stance on it. Like what Pokimane said about It's a Gundam with the sponsors is shitty. I have no problem with Pokimane like ripping into It's a Gundam or criticizing that video or like getting back at him or whatever. That's perfectly fine, fair game. But if you're gonna go after his sponsors and his income, like directly attack his income in that way, like I feel like that's kind of just fucked up, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, I would say like if you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, I wouldn't be wheeling out a sponsor to support a video where you're like attacking another creator. That seems like a really, really dumb idea. But yeah, I guess to each their own on that.
Yeah, I guess YouTube sponsors are a bit different in that way. But yeah, I don't know. It really depends sponsor to sponsor. Ridge Wallet's a lot more relaxed. I don't know if every... I do imagine that Gundam probably has trouble getting other types of YouTube sponsorships like Raycon or something like that. It really just depends sponsor to sponsor. Personally, I just try to like not attack people and just you know, read out tweets and show stuff objectively. So generally, I don't have an issue with that. With sponsorships, but yeah, I would imagine it's probably harder for Gundam to get sponsorships with the type of content he makes. So
sure.
I don't really make the same content as him exactly, so I can't really, and I don't know him personally, so I can't really like talk on his behalf for his sponsorship situation. But I do know in a video he did say that he did lose one big sponsorship because of Pokimane's comments, which I do think is kind of fucked. But in general, regardless of his sponsorships were affected, I just think that's kind of a fucked up thing for Pokimane to go after specifically. I don't have a problem with Pokimane talking shit about It's a Gundam, but going after the sponsors is a tad too far, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think that if you're wheeling out a title sponsor for a video, like that sponsor almost comes across as endorsing everything in the video, so you should probably not have controversial content in that, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're going back to I understand. Okay.
But yeah. The main issue I had with your reaction to it was your comments on the copy strike stuff. But since I didn't expect you to know exactly all the details because Leafy didn't really, display it perfectly or.
Well, he didn't display it at all. Either. I'm just critiquing Leafy's
video.
Yeah,
pretty much at all.
Yeah. But sure.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, hopefully our viewers are satisfied with that discussion.
Sure.
Had,
wait, just quick, because I can't tell with all you YouTuber people. You know I was trolling on the Trainwreck show, right? Or I can't tell if people...
I didn't know if you were trolling or not, but...
Trainwreck, or I'm not Trainwrecks, I'm sorry. Disguised Toast literally tweeted out, like, the prior day, like, oh no, guys, she was protecting me, I'm her boyfriend. Like, that's where I got that joke from, like...
Yeah, I didn't know if you were joking or not, but I figured I'd just tweet it out so people can, like, react to it and shit like that. I wasn't sure, but... Okay. Yeah, personally, I didn't think you were joking, but then, it's possible that you were, and you are saying you were,
to be fair, they might be dating. I don't fucking know, but I have no fucking idea. I'm not that close to either of them to know. But, yeah, I totally just, like, memed that up on the show, and apparently I saw that it was in, like, a couple of YouTube videos now where people are taking it, like, pretty seriously, but... yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, but yeah, people definitely like overreact to certain elements, and YouTubers, including myself, do play into that. At least I play into it with like titling and thumbnailing and stuff like that. Like a part of this, like there is legitimate criticisms against Pokimane, and I definitely have an issue with how she's treated me and like the whole copyright strike stuff. But generally, I do think a lot of it is like over embellished for views.
Yeah, like that copyright strike. Assuming that all played out, I'm taking your word for this, but assuming that all played out the way you did, that's really fucked up. To use DMCA's as a form of censoring criticism is really stupid. Not stupid. Yeah. It's an abuse of the system, 100%. But then like when half your video is like the fact that Pokemon is ugly, like it really undermines the fuck out of your message. I think like it's a really
exactly. And I've criticized Pokimane in the past for her actions. I've never talked about her looks or whatever. But yeah, it's just, it is a mixture of like memeing and haha, she's a girl on the internet. We want to like play into the incel crowd and like make fun of that, and then it's also like mixed with legit criticism. And I do think there is legit criticism in Leafy's video, but at the same time, Leafy is kind of just like a troll, and he does want to, like, you know, play into that audience. So I mean, to each their own.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah. Okay, have a nice day, dude.
Yep, have a good one, buddy. It's called the U.S. flag, you stupid fuck. This is the only flag that the United States federally has and recognizes. Why the fuck are you acting like a different